It's about the second primary debate that's going to be scheduled at the end of the month, folks. This is huge, all right? We know who's going to be in the primary debate. We know who's going to be paired off. All of that will be discussed right here, right now, because some stuff is going to go down in this primary debate. If it's anything like the last debate, except at least the second night, we know there's going to be, how can we say it? There will be blood. And there will be a spillover. And some people will get a bump. And you best believe some people really need a bump. And some people, well, this will be their swan dive, so to speak. This will be their exit, stage left, heavens to Murgatroyd, if they don't do extremely well. I mean, they need to do something cataclysmic. Oh, yeah, that's one of them $3 words. I can't remember the last time I said cataclysmic. Anyway, okay, so I got a clip for it. Guys, primary debate number 2, here's the announcement.
After the candidates submitted their qualifications, the 20 candidates that will be debating in Detroit, let me read the list to you. Michael Bennet, the senator from Colorado, former Vice President Joe Biden, Senator Cory Booker, Governor Steve Bullock of Montana, Mayor Pete Buttigieg, Julian Castro, the former cabinet secretary, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, Maryland Congressman John Delaney, Tulsi Gabbard of Hawaii, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand of New York, Kamala Harris, the senator from California, former Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper, Washington State Governor Jay Inslee, Senator from Minnesota Amy Klobuchar, former Texas Congressman Beto O'Rourke, Tim Ryan, the congressman from Ohio, Bernie Sanders, senator from Vermont, Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts, Marianne Williamson, the author, and Andrew Yang, the businessman. Those are the 20 candidates who have qualified for this next round of debating.
And 10 of them will debate on the first night. 10 of them will debate on the second night in Detroit. Tell us a little bit more about who made the stage for the first time and who didn't make it.
Right. So 20 candidates debated in Miami a few weeks back in June in the first series of debates. There's one big change that you see on that screen, and that is Montana Governor Steve Bullock. He is now going to be participating in these debates in Detroit. He had not made the debate stage in Miami. Eric Swalwell, as you know, the congressman from California, has dropped out. There was some question, looking at all the public polls available, if indeed Bullock may have knocked out Swalwell from making the Detroit debate stage, but that tiebreak never had to happen, Wolf. Swalwell dropped out of the race. That opened a slot for Bullock. The rest of the field is as it was in Miami. And, of course, now the big question is, well, who debates whom?
Man, that guy was almost too excited about the debates, wasn't he? Almost too excited, man. And don't get me wrong, I like excitement, but it just seems, I don't know, he's really giddy. I mean, this guy really lives for this stuff. Eric Swalwell is out, and in is Moulton, Seth something, right? Look, kind of interesting that they would mention that Eric Swalwell would have lost his slot anyway. Yes, things are becoming a little bit more clear now. Maybe Swalwell suddenly decided he had a conscience and wanted to drop out when he realized he was going to be pushed out anyway.
I also want to thank my wife, Brittany, our kids, Nelson and Cricket. They were a lot of fun on the road. My wife was a hell of a surrogate for us.
Yeah, like, if he knew he wasn't going to make it, isn't it more embarrassing to get pushed out? So he's like, no, let me come up with a reason, you know? Like you're in a race with somebody and you fake pull a hamstring, you know? Oh, he's going to beat me. Oh, God. Hold on. Oh, man, I was just about to win too, man. It's hamstring. All right. That's what people do. They pretend, you know? Swalwell was out here picking fights with people. Then when they're about to knock him out, he'd be like, hey, somebody grab me. Hold me back. Somebody hold me. All right, let me at him. All right, so as he mentioned, it's not just about who's going to be in the debates. It's also about who is going to be on what night of the debates. And guess what, guys? We have it. All right, so first night is going to be Marianne Williamson up against Ryan. Oh, man, what is Ryan still doing in this race? Klobuchar, Buttigieg, Sanders and Warren, O'Rourke, Hickenlooper, Delaney, and Bullock. So let's just look at that first night And look at what we got there. We have Sanders versus Warren. And then we got O'Rourke. And we got Buttigieg. Interesting stuff, guys. So what does this mean? What do we glean from this new situation, this new lineup we have here? Of the first night, I can tell you who must have a strong night. Beto O'Rourke. Yeah, if Beto O'Rourke doesn't have a strong night, he might as well just pack it up, save some time, save all of us the energy of watching him, and just watch him, this is embarrassing at this point. This guy, Beto O'Rourke, was once thought to run away with this thing. People were making bets that Beto O'Rourke was going to be that guy. And now Beto O'Rourke is not that guy. He's a guy not even sitting next to that guy. I mean, it's really something else to watch, the dissension of Beto O'Rourke. Once again, if he doesn't do something stellar, he has to do something outstanding, or it's a wrap for Beto O'Rourke. He won't be able to raise the money that he needs to raise. And it's not so much about where he's polling as it is the enthusiasm level. Like, if you're going upwards, if you are ascending, you can still raise money. If you are descending, which is what Beto O'Rourke is doing and what Joe Biden is doing, more about him later, then it's do or die for you. Every time out is do or die when you are going the wrong direction. So I think that's very important. But we all, of course, besides that, we're all waiting to see what's going to happen with him and Buttigieg, because Buttigieg wants to knock out Beto O'Rourke. He wants Beto O'Rourke out of his space. That's what I think needs to happen, or I would think that would be the strategy of a Buttigieg. But due to, I would say sort of like I think a quiet arrogance about Pete. I think Mayor Pete has a lot of confidence that he can do well in these debates. I think. And you know what? I think actually that Pete is a stronger candidate than Beto O'Rourke. It's based on the way that they deliver, the way that they are in these debates. I mean, Beto basically embarrassed himself with the pandering speaking Spanish thing, and then he got cornered, and I don't think he did so good last debate. It's a super big night for Beto, and we're going to see what Pete Buttigieg, how he handles Beto. But what we really want to tune in for is Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. Now, of course, guys, I want to see nothing more. I would love to see nothing more to see Bernie Sanders really lay in Elizabeth Warren about all of a sudden coming up with all these progressive ideas now that she's running for president. Some of these ideas, or most of these ideas, or 99% of these ideas, where were they in 2016? The country needed these issues in 2016, so where are they? It seems like a fabrication. And when I hear her talk, it sounds very much like an echoing of Bernie Sanders. Now, there are people saying this the other way around. I'm not seeing it. I want to see Bernie Sanders be more aggressive with Elizabeth Warren. And look, I get it. I'll probably not get exactly what I want because I'm an aggressive guy, right? That's my nature, to go after what I want. I don't take much counsel. So I either win or I lose a lot. It's pretty plain to see if I lost or won something. But I know that it's a delicate walk for Bernie in a way, where he didn't want to be vilified for going after Elizabeth Warren. Remember, it's always at play. We always had these issues at play about the sexes, about identity politics and all this stuff, and political correctness. But I like the tack that Bernie's been taking lately.
Number one, to beat Trump, we need a candidate who is going to run a campaign of energy and excitement, where there's going to be the largest voter turnout in American history, where working class people who said, I'm not going to vote because they're all full of shit, I don't give a damn. We get those people involved because you're going to have a candidate who is prepared to take on the big money interest.
Where it seems like he just doesn't give a damn anymore. And that would be good. That's the way I want him to be. I want him to be aggressive. I want him to be no holds barred. I want him to say, look, we're in this to win this. And we didn't come to play games. But the bottom line is they're at the top. So if you're the two guys at the top, no gender specific here, if you're the two people at the top, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, all you can do is wound one another. And I think it'll be more Elizabeth Warren playing defense instead of offense. I'd like to see Bernie be more aggressive, so hopefully he'll be more aggressive in this debate. As for the rest, John Delaney, I don't know why John Delaney's still in this. He's giving money from his stash of money. He's a business guy. He's giving his own money to his campaign to make it seem more viable. I don't think John Delaney has a lot of support. I'm wondering how he made the debates. I'm wondering how Tim Ryan made the debates. At this point, Tim, after his last performance, when Tulsi Gabbard ate his lunch and chewed it for him, I'm not so sure it makes a whole lot of sense. But I have friends in Ohio that like him, who don't like me so much right now for calling Tim Ryan out. And you don't think I noticed, but I noticed, man. I know I'm a hard person to be friends with because I really don't play by rules, guys. But it doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means I can't let our relationship or our friendship stop me from saying what I got to say. I'm an outsider, and I will stay on the outside calling this stuff out. Back to the first night. John Delaney, what have you done for me lately? Marianne Williamson, hey, I thought we were going to talk. Hopefully we can still fit something in. I'd really love to know what's going through your mind right now. Did you even think you'd be doing this right now? Going to the second night of presidential debates. It's interesting. All right, guys. Night number 2. Let's see what's up for night number 2. Night number 2 is Bennett. I don't even know why Bennett's in it. Gillibrand, Castro, Booker, Biden, Harris, Yang, Gabbard, Inslee, and de Blasio. Okay, so just looking at this list, gosh, guys, this is there are people here. I think this is this is a stronger night. Of course, I'm a Bernie fan, and I want to see the matchup between Warren. But I think there's a lot more possibility of pain on this second night. And then let me explain why. I got a feeling that Cory Booker's going to get his card punched on this night. Guys, I took some time out of my day today, and I watched a Washington Post live stream funded by Bank of America, the same one I covered yesterday of Bernie Sanders. This one featured Cory Booker, and I got to tell you guys, listening to Cory Booker talk is nothing but platitudes and hot air. And look, I like what he did with the First Step Act. I supported the First Step Act. I know there are a lot of people who didn't because they had Trump. It happened under the Trump administration. But people have been working on a First Step Act for longer than one presidential administration, okay? They wanted it under Obama as well. They've been working on this. So barring that and the work that Cory Booker has done on criminal justice reform, I don't got a lot of love for Cory, and I got a problem with the way he presents his arguments. They're always framed in just about love and gratitude and all of this stuff. It just seems very weak. Dude, you need to be fighting for the people. I think this night, the second night, will be a reckoning for Cory Booker. And I think worse things could happen to you, Cory, than you finding out that at least not for another decade, you're really not ready to be running for president. That's just how I see it. And it's not the worst thing in the world. How many people get to become senators? You were mayor of a huge city, Newark, and then now you're a senator. I mean, who gets to do that? So, I feel bad, but I got to tell you, man, you're wasting your time. And this is, if what you did on Today Live on the Washington Post is any indication of how you're going to rock in the debates, it's just a waste of time for you. I'm sorry. That's how I see it. I'm also looking at Gillibrand. I'm thinking pretty much the same thing. I think Gillibrand could definitely have a post in the administration. She's going to play it careful. She's not going to do anything to hurt herself, which means she's not going to set herself up to win. See, here's the thing. There are people in this who just want to get a job. And if you're in this to get a job, you're going to be careful not to tee off the headliners because they're the ones that would give you a job if you were offered a job. So you're going to walk on eggshells. You're going to be very careful the whole time, which means you're not going to have an opportunity to stand out anyway. So basically what I'm saying is, walk it off. It's a wrap. Because if you're unwilling to take chances and call out the big dogs and go head-to-head, you never really crush through. That's why people like Andrew Yang are dangerous. But will Andrew Yang rise to the occasion? See, I seriously doubt there will be a mic problem this time, Yang Gang. So unless it's just crazy, right? Unless people are just brazen. So look, there will be no excuses. There will be no exceptions. It was time for Andrew Yang to step it all the way up. And I would love to see him do it. I would love to see him wreak havoc on neoliberals and prove that he's not one. Because I'm sort of on the fence about really what he is, what he's doing. I mean, anybody can put anything on the website is what I'm saying. Anything. All right. Let me jump back over here. I kind of forgot who else I wanted to comment on. It's a couple other people. Okay. Oh, Biden, Kamala Harris. Look, come on, guys. Come on, man. Like, that's what I wanted to say, guys. You know, I was about to comment on Julian Castro. I was about to comment on him and say, you got to look out for this guy. This guy is a silent killer, man. He's a knockout artist. He's not to be trifled with. In fact, that's what's going to help Beto, is not having to be in the same night with Castro. I mean, who Beto had to skateboard behind to get that done? But come on, they got Kamala Harris going up against Joe Biden. Now, I told you guys what was going to happen. I told you that Kamala Harris is going to be on the hot seat. I believe that's going to happen. So, look, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I want to hear Kamala Harris have to defend her prison record, her prosecutorial record. Come on, bring it on. Make it happen. I want to see the finger wagging and all the attitude and have that same energy when you were calling out Joe Biden. I want you to be as this is deliberate as you explain the truancy laws. And oh, please, please, somebody bring up Steve Mnuchin. There are some people who are delusional enough to think that it's wrong to call out these Democrats. They just rather wait until one of them wins and then Trump does it for you. Because Trump will be calling everything out. Somebody's saying Andrew Yang's going to walk out in front of his podium. What's he going to do when he gets in front of the podium? This I want to hear. Someone's calling out Mike Gravel and how Mike Gravel won't be in the debates, and that is a sad day. See, Mike Gravel would have called it out. Now, I didn't forget about Tulsi Gabbard. It's just in the back of my head, like, what can Tulsi Gabbard do? Like, everyone's on notice that the last thing they want to do is step out on dumb rhetoric concerning war with Tulsi Gabbard in the room. Tulsi Gabbard is not to be trifled with when it comes to foreign relations, the Middle East. So watch people to be very, very eggshell walking when it comes to Tulsi Gabbard and anything related to that. But what does Tulsi Gabbard, what should she be focused on? Well, we already know. Getting that talk time up. Be aggressive, Tulsi Gabbard. This is your night. I need Tulsi Gabbard to show up 100%. She did a great job last time. I need her to continue that. Maybe she takes on Kamala Harris. Maybe she set the stage for it already. Maybe me saying, hey, Tulsi, what you doing jumping in between Joe Biden and Kamala Harris was Tulsi Gabbard's strategic way of setting herself up to go in and knock Kamala off. Hey, if I'm wrong and that was a strategy, and you know what? There are some L's we would be happy to take. Remember, I'm in this for us. I'm in this for my kids, my grandkids, your grandkids, your cousins, your nephews. If that happens, I'd love for it to happen. Hey, man, I'd love to. Would you rather be wrong or right? If you're right, the world ends. If you're wrong, everybody lives, but you're wrong. I'd like to be wrong, please. What's Amy Klobuchar still doing in this race? Folks, I don't know. Maybe she doesn't want to go back to Minnesota. Maybe Al Franken, the ghost of Al Franken, is lurking around the halls of Minnesota and the streets of Minnesota. I don't know. There's a reason why. In Minnesota where Philando Castile was murdered, I think it's Minnesota. St. Paul? De Blasio. That's something we need to talk about briefly. De Blasio. Expect Bill de Blasio to be more of a tool than he was the first debate. And he was very effective. He was effective enough to make me go, I'm not saying I like him. I'm not saying I like what he talked about. But I'm saying he made sure his voice was heard. Maybe it's because he's 6'8". He's Shaq size. So, he's Julian Castro short, Pete with Buttigieg is short. Everybody's short. Anyway, we'll see. Corey wouldn't mix it up with him. Keeps talking about play football. Anyway, I expect Bill de Blasio to be a jerk. All right.